Hey everyone, welcome back to the AWESMR Pop channel. Today we're gonna make Pokeballs. Who still has their old Pokemon cards? Just kidding, we're not making Pokeballs, but they kind of look like it, right? We're actually going to be making spherical cheesecakes. Eating a regular cheesecake is so 2020. It's all about spherical cheesecakes now. Shout out to Moso Gourmet for the recipe. You do really good stuff on your channel, and we were so impressed, we wanted to try making this on our own. Our team decided I should be the one making this today, so I'll give it my best shot. But before we jump into it, if you're new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any awesome videos. Okay, introductions are over. Let's get right into it. You're going to need fruits, or whatever toppings you want on your spherical cheesecake. Just make sure it's not too big. We'll be using raspberries, blueberries, and strawberries. The cheesecake we're making will be pretty creamy, so adding fruits on top will give it a fresh taste. Right now, I'm removing the leaves from the strawberries and then cutting them into thin slices. You can leave the raspberries and blueberries alone. Just make sure they're washed. Okay, we have our fresh fruits beautifully prepared. Now you're going to need molds like these to make the spherical cheesecake. They're not that expensive or hard to find. We got ours at Target. Ooh, Target just got free promo! But yeah, you can also check online if you're too lazy to go out. So if you're using two molds like me, just equally distribute the fruits. Looking good so far. Alright, now we're going to pour a packet of unflavored gelatin into a bowl filled with cold water. Now we're going to let this bloom. You can use a fork to mix the powder around a bit, and then let the powder do its work. The powder should absorb all the water in like 3 to 5 minutes. This is very important because this is what's going to keep our cheesecake spherical. Without it, it'll be a fail. Now here's a half cup of hot water. Let's add a tablespoon of sugar into the water. Now that our gelatin has bloomed, we're going to put that into the water as well. Now let's just mix this all up until everything dissolves. Yeah, this might take a bit, so I'll fast forward. Now let's pour the liquid into the molds. You only need to pour it up halfway. We're gonna fill the other half up with our cheesecake, but we need to make that, and we also need to let this cool for a bit. Let's put both of the lids on. Alright, now we're just gonna put these in the fridge until they harden. While we wait, let's make our cheesecake. We need to bloom another packet of unflavored gelatin. We also need this cheesecake to hold its shape too. Now let's make our cheesecake. We need half a packet of cream cheese, half a tablespoon of lemon juice, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Good old sugar. Now let's use a whisk to mix this up. For this part, I would highly recommend using a whisk. I think it's the best way to break everything down and get the texture you need. You can use a spoon or maybe even a fork, but whisk is the best option. So once you incorporate all the ingredients together, add a 1/4 cup of yogurt in a separate bowl. And just when you think this can't get any creamier, think again. We're adding half a cup of whipping cream. Oh yeah, we're making a very creamy cheesecake. Now let's mix this all up. This one shouldn't be too hard. Just mix it around for a minute or so, and it should be good. Now let's pour the yogurt mix into our previous bowl. Sorry for the lighting situation here. I know it's a bit dark. Don't worry, your screen is not dimming itself. That's my bad. Okay, that looks much better. Now let's mix all of this. So there's actually one thing about this recipe that I don't like, and I'll let you know what that is in just a second. But first, let's prep our gelatin. This might have bloomed too much. I need to pour some hot water in here to dissolve it a bit. Give me a second. Use a fork. There we go. Let's pour this into the bowl as well. Alright, so the one thing I don't like about this recipe is that it's missing a crust. If you agree with me, yeah, I feel your pain. I know adding and making a spherical crust might be hard, but I am a bit sad that's not included. Obviously, I don't know how to do it, so I'm not even going to attempt it. But the crust is pretty important to me when it comes to eating a cheesecake. I just feel like it provides a nice crunch because a cheesecake can be pretty dense and creamy. So the crispy crust, plus the crust flavor, helps offset that. Anyway, I just finished putting the cheesecake mix in the piping bag. Now the lid on your mold should have a little hole like this. Squeeze as much of the cheesecake into the mold as you can. You can stop once it overflows like this. Let's do the same for the other mold. Afterwards, we have to put these in the fridge until the cheesecake portion hardens, and then we should have a spherical cheesecake. We'll find out in a bit. Alright, the moment of truth. Well, you guys saw the preview earlier, so you guys already know how this turns out. But let's just act surprised one more time, okay? Wow, look at this! Okay, but for real, this is pretty incredible. The two halves are attached, but it's pretty weak. So as long as you display it like this, it should hold its shape. Let's check out the other one. Alright, so this thing is definitely not going to pop out on its own. You will need something to pop this out. I think a knife is the best thing to use, but just be careful with it and be gentle along the sides. You might ruin the cheesecake if you get impatient with it. Alright, as you can see, I think this one is a little bit more detached than the first one, but it's still holding its shape pretty well. I think it's because I've poured in a little more water for this one, but I don't know. It still looks good, so I'm not complaining. Okay, so here's a closer look at our two spherical cheesecakes side by side. This is really cool because the fruits are all inside the sphere, none of the fruits are sticking out, and the cheesecake looks pretty good. I can't wait to try this. Alright, let's start by slicing this in half. Ooh, look at that. Wow, this looks really good. And I'm not just saying that. Whew, so far it's a success. Now it'll be a complete success if it actually tastes good. This is also a really fun dessert to eat. It's really fun to slice up, and it's just nice to look at before taking a bite. Wow, that is pretty good. Okay, this is what I was talking about. This one was not completely attached, so it sort of breaks. But not to worry, we can just grab each piece and eat it. The sugar actually plays a really big role for the gelatin part. It makes the fruit taste better, and it gives flavor to the gelatin as well. Without it, it wouldn't taste like anything. Also, remember how I said I'm a big fan of the crust when it comes to eating a cheesecake? Well, I still am. I sort of want to figure out a way to add a thin layer of crust into this spherical cheesecake. I think that would be a game changer. And I also think it would make the cheesecake look cooler too. Like maybe add a thin layer on the bottom of the sphere or something like that. But anyway, even though this one doesn't have a crust, it's still really good to me. I think it's because the cheesecake portion isn't super dense. I'm telling you, this is really good. The fresh fruits plus the light cheesecake doesn't make you feel full from one bite. Regular cheesecakes gets you full pretty fast. This one I feel like I can keep eating without feeling guilty, if you know what I mean. You guys should definitely give this a try. AWESMR Pop fans! Thank you so much for watching. We can't do this without you. If you're new to the channel and became a fan, click that subscribe button for more awesome stuff. And if you want to be the first person to watch our next video, hit that notification bell to have a chance. See ya!